Welcome into a brand new episode of Audionots, your purveyors of pop culture. This is episode lucky number 13. We're excited to come out to you because we're the only show guaranteed to keep you company while you're hermetically sealed in your bunker, waiting for the apocalypse with your 28 rolls of toilet paper from Costco and your 65 pounds of rice. It's going to be a good time for everybody. How are you today, Mr. Wren?
You just described my house. I'm good. Got my hands all sanitized. I'm ready to rock.
Well, that's the thing, we would be amiss if we didn't at least mention the always famous coronavirus, but I don't want to spend a ton of time talking about it because everybody in the world's talking about it.
I thought it was called the corona flu.
Oh yeah, the corona flu. According to El Presidente, it is the corona flu, and we shouldn't be that scared, Go to work, whatever.
Yeah, it's okay.
No big deal.
Yeah,
so anyways, we won't waste your time because you can't go on Twitter without seeing it. You can't go anywhere without having them talk about it. There's somewhere that lies in the middle. It's between fear-mongering and, I don't care. It's not a big deal. So I think we'll just reside there.
Yeah, I bet you if you go to like a Starbucks right now, it's just going to eavesdrop on people what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Guarantee like half of them are talking about coronavirus.
You can't help it. It's everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. So from here on out, from this very moment, we are 100 Corona. I just created Corona virus. We're coronavirus free. So here we go.
It's like the Coronita virus.
Coronite. Yeah, man, whatever.
Anyways.
Maybe I have the Coors Light virus. Slurring my words. Anyways, how you been? How you doing?
Great. I, living the life, watching shows. There's so many damn shows.
Oh my god.
But that's all we do now.
It's kind of what we do. I mean, this is honestly turned into I'd say 70% is reviewing and talking about all the good TV.
Yeah, we're forced to stay in now, so all we do is watch TV.
I know. It's like it was meant to be.
Yeah. I went to the movies on Tuesday, and it was a packed house.
That's right. You went and saw The Invisible Man. Let's start there. Tell us about The Invisible Man.
For me, I thought it was a really well-acted movie. Peggy, what's her real name?
Elizabeth Moss?
Yeah. She's a great actress. I really adore her. I thought it was a little long for what it was.
How long was it?
I don't know. I felt like
over 2 hours.
Maybe. For me, it was really a thrilling movie. It has a lot of jump scares.
Oh, nice.
And for some reason, my theater volume was way too loud.
Really?
Yeah. One scene, she kicked the dog.
Yelped or something.
The dog's food bowl.
Oh, okay.
And it scared half the theater.
Just the food bowl.
Yeah, it was crazy. But I think it was good. The only thing I didn't like was it's called The Invisible Man, and they didn't really explain his backstory and how he is such a stalker and sort of thing.
Well, I was wondering, and I don't want to give anything away. Well, maybe we can. So fair game. There may be a few spoilers as we move forward because I haven't seen The Invisible Man either, but I'm not honestly that concerned about spoilers.
Yeah.
But I'd heard that the movie itself wants you to not know necessarily whether she's imagining he's an invisible man or he is an invisible man, superpowered until the very end. Is that really the case?
Well, in the trailer, you see that in the trailer. You think that she's having a
almost like a mental breakdown.
Yeah, because everyone around her is like, dude, you're just seeing things because your ex is psycho,
right?
But then in the trailer too, you see her splatter paint,
right? So they kind of almost give it away.
Yeah,
if that's
there is an entity there, sort of thing.
But I guess it could be we don't know the reasoning behind this invisibility.
Yeah. Well, they explain it to you.
Do they?
But I just wanted to explore more of the dude.
Why is he who he is, and what's his? Do they get into his purpose of why he's harassing this woman? I mean, it's his ex, right?
Yeah. Well, they tell you. It's just I wanted more.
You wanted more,
and I think it was too focused on her as it's because she's the the main actress,
sure,
and the big name of this.
Yeah.
So
So this movie, even though they didn't advertise it, I've checked and double checked. So this was in fact part of their monster universe. What were they called? Dark universe.
Dark universe, yeah.
Yeah. Do they have anything that makes it even feel like it's part of the dark universe, other than the fact it's about the Invisible Man?
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't tell.
Because I heard someone else saying that they wish that they would have had, because I guess the Dark Universe, when they were really pushing it back in the Mummy days, that they had like a Dark Universe opening credits similar to Marvel,
right?
And people were surprised that they didn't have that.
I didn't look into it, but I didn't stay for the end credit if there's any. I just left afterwards. So
yeah, interesting.
Unless they like show some kind of like Dark Universe teaser, I didn't know. I don't know.
You know what we need that we've never had is like a rating system. You know, I look at the Nerdist and they've got like the 5 burrito Nerdist. You know, you're like, okay, 5 burritos, that's a good movie. 3.5 burritos, that's a mediocre movie.
Or like in the Mystic Quest, you know, like 4 buttholes.
Yeah, 4 buttholes. What do we should come up with something. We need to start our own like rating system. 5. I don't know. What to think about it. I don't want to come up with it on the spot and have it be crappy.
I know, like in my mind, I'm thinking like nut. It's kind of dirty.
I don't know. That's actually kind of funny. I like it. Okay, so let's. Are we going out 5 or 10?
Let's go out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes us different.
Yeah.
So out of 10 nuts, it does sound kind of dirty, even though it's not. How many nuts would you give the Invisible Man?
A 7.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So in my mind, anything over a 5 is above average, because 5, I mean, that's right in the middle. So that's average.
Yeah.
Nice.
7 nut.
7 nuts. Would you recommend this movie as go to the theater, risk the coronavirus, or wait and watch it on the Redbox?
Stay in your home, folks. Don't even get a Redbox. Wait until it's on like streaming.
Okay.
Redbox is still kind of like risking it. You're going outside.
That's true. Yeah. You go outside, you might have to touch those buttons. Yeah. I would think. Yeah. All right, excellent. So that's cool. Very cool. So I want to move over then, I guess, to our healthy stream. I was looking at all the different things that are coming out. There's still a lot of things coming out, but maybe we'll start with a few things that we've watched before we talk too much about things that are on their way.
Yeah.
And over at Netflix, I think now we can talk about it. We promised everybody we'd give them a week to watch it. We're going to give you a week to watch it. But now both of us have watched I'm Not Okay With This.
It's funny because like we talked about it last Thursday because that's when we do our podcasts. Yeah. And that night I finished it.
Oh, so you binged it. You went home that night. Cranked it out?
Yeah.
Did you watch it by yourself or with the wifey?
With the wifey.
Nice.
Well, then it was kind of late, so she fell asleep. And then
you had explained to her what was going on?
Yeah, I explained to her what was going on. Like, this is crazy ending. And then she went back and watched it by herself, and she really liked it too. Cool.
So I want to talk about it a little bit. So fair warning, there will be some spoilers. I'll probably even tell you how it ends. So if you haven't watched I'm Not Okay With This, either you're a sadist and you want to hear what's going to happen without seeing it, or you've already seen it, which you should have by now. But this is, in my opinion, this is one of the better shows that Netflix has put out in a little bit, because I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but it's still pretty good. I mean, what was your overall take on it? And are you or are you not excited for season 2?
I am. I'm excited because like every good show there is, it's freaking cliffhanger.
And they've never made a more bingeable show, I don't think, on Netflix before. It's like we talked about how maybe it was episodes cut in half and put out early.
Yeah.
But it also could be that they just like are playing with the formatting a little bit and making it the most easily digestible, bingeable show that they've ever released.
Right. Because they know that humans' attention span's so small.
It's getting shorter and shorter. Yeah, for sure.
For me, it was kind of like a blend of Stranger Things with the kids.
Yeah.
And then like a splash of like Carrie.
Yeah.
Because all the blood stuff.
Yeah. I kind of mentioned a few of these things last episode, but I really liked the aesthetic of the show. I like how it felt like it was the 80s, but also modern times, like Sex Ed does. I like the kid actors, I thought are great. Especially, I don't know about you, because I think both the leads are really good. I felt like the female lead is a really good, I don't know how to explain it. She's a really good actress, not only with her like regular acting, but her expressions. Like,
yeah, like she like really, she's really good at expressing like awkwardness. Like,
yeah,
her face looks so weird, and
she's so expressive.
That's how she feels, and you feel it by seeing it too.
Yeah, so I really like that. But I also thought that the young guy, Stan was great. Like, dude, I want to see Stan in more things.
Yeah,
because somehow he was both cool and dorky at the same time.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know.
Because I think to everybody outside, he's a total nerd, right? Like,
right.
Dork, he's weird. but then he's like so cool.
And he has a lot of confidence,
Yeah.
even though he's this kind of weird. Well, sort of. I think what we learned is he comes off very early, like super confident.
Yeah.
And then once we start to meet his dad and see more of his home life, you realize that confidence might be a little bit of a front.
Yeah. But then it's kind of like him trying to be better, in a way,
Yeah.
trying to be better than his dad and how like their life is.
Right, yeah, because he lives in a really kind of crappy home where his
Yeah.
dad, he mentions at one point he's some sort of trucker maybe, and he's a real douche,
Yeah.
douche canoe,
Yeah. He even dropped the F-bomb.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. He swore him. I like how his dad, that one scene, because they build the dad up, because they give us a scene early where he shows up at somewhere and he's got a black eye, and we know the dad probably roughed him up. That's what we're to assume.
Yeah. Because after he wrecked his car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then later on, almost to the end, when he's getting ready to go to the dance, he finally talks back to his dad a little bit, and the dad kind of gives him one. He's like, "Oh, like you think you're a big man now," kind of deals. And you're so expecting the dad to get up and maybe whoop his ass again,
Yeah.
and he's like, "I'm just kidding."
Yeah. Because I think at that point he's like, respect. Yeah, respect, bro.
I almost wonder if there's an alcohol situation going, but those kind of people, I love that kind of character because it's the most nerve-wracking when someone can like pop up and like start swinging on you or not, and sometimes they just don't when you think they will.
Yeah,
that makes them more of a I don't know, like a roll of the dice of what's gonna happen.
Because you never know, they might be like, pop.
Yeah, that's way scarier. But as I was watching it, like we know from the very beginning episode that she's covered in blood and running down the street. And I kind of I've always liked it when shows do that, when they give you a glimpse of what the very end is, and then they tell us how we get there.
How do we get there?
How do we get there? Yeah. And so, like, for me at least, the whole damn time I'm sitting there trying to guess. And so once we kind of learn that she is in fact telekinetic and that she has these abilities to move things, I'm assuming she's gonna hurt somebody, right?
Yeah.
She's gonna crush them with something. We see her almost hit Stan with the bowling balls by accident. We see her do all these things, so I'm assuming she's going to injure somebody to where their blood is covered on her. So immediately I'm thinking, who's it going to be?
Dude, I thought I was watching the show that it was going to be some kind of like lady puberty period sort of thing where she like over bleeds. Oh shit!
Oh,
and she, I can't control my powers.
That would have been crazy.
Because they always tease like tampons and
right.
she's having a period or something around that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they give us enough kind of douchey people that we're like, okay, which one of these people is gonna be it? Because I'm like, it's gonna be the dad, the Stan's dad. He's a douche.
Yeah, maybe she's protecting Stan.
Yeah, and he's beating him, and she's just trying to stop it, and she kills him
on accident.
Yeah, and then I'm thinking, oh, it's gonna be that brunette girl because she's kind of a B, the one that's in the detention with them.
Oh yeah,
she's
the
like
rebel.
The rebel. She's too cool for school.
Yeah.
And then the most obvious one is like, oh, it's gonna be the douchey boyfriend of the other guy or the other lady.
Yeah, dude, he plays a part so well, like
so good.
He has like a very punchable face,
So punchable.
Yeah,
and they set him up. He looks a lot like an '80s kind of bad guy. Like in the old '80s show, that's what the '80s bad guy always looked like.
Yeah.
Total dick jock kid that like flips his collar and is like, "Hey guys, let's go."
And he's the quarterback, of course.
Oh yeah. So
king of the school.
I almost thought it would be too predictable for it to be him because he was so obvious. But maybe what they were doing is they were trying to make it super satisfying. And so when they finally run through the show, she learns her powers, whatnot, and we get to that moment when we discover why she's covered in blood.
Yeah,
I was I was kind of cracking up because it caught me off guard how disgusting it was.
Yeah. Because at the beginning you see how much blood there is, and you see the action that happens. You're like, oh shit!
You're like, oh my god! And then just the reaction of everybody. Most people started running. She ran away because she got absolutely drenched in the blood after her.
Yeah, her friend was just like stunned.
Yeah. So her friend was straight shocked, and you saw her kind of go down on her knees, and she was looking at the body, and you're like, what is happening? And then Stan was already on the ground because of the earlier incident.
Well, he's a lucky guy. He didn't even see it.
Yeah, he got kind of knocked silly right prior to it. And it was pretty gross. But she dropped her journal, which talks about all of her powers.
Yeah, because she wrote everything down.
And it got dropped in the midst of all this chaos. And did we actually see someone? Because I saw Stan, like, he eyeballs it. He looks right at it. And you're thinking, he's gonna recover this.
Yeah,
for
he
her.
needs to get it.
But then it looked like somebody maybe kicked it as everybody was running,
Yeah.
and we never saw him necessarily get it.
So it wasn't confirmed.
All right, so what do you think? Do you think Stan gets it? Do you think her friend gets it now? Next season, she knows about the powers, or do you think some third party gets it?
I think for me, I think her friend gets it.
Yeah,
And that's how she finds out, and then she yo, I thought we were besties, man.
and you
What's
share
up?
this with me,
Yeah.
because they started to become even more than besties at the end.
Yeah.
Which was kind of cool. So yeah, I bet you're right. That's what I feel like too. Almost like they want you to think Stan got it because they show it and they show him looking at it. So you're supposed to think, oh, he's gonna get it. But maybe they kicked it right to the other girl and she picked it up first.
Maybe like you said earlier, like it's very obvious. So maybe Stan did get it. Yeah.
Yeah, they did go the obvious route last time. And then at the very end, the kind of guy that like appears out of like a smoke or something.
Yeah. Like he got like D Thanos or something.
Yeah.
Unsnap.
He unsnapped himself, and he shows up. We kind of seen him mysteriously here and there. What's your theory? Do you think this is some new person, or do we think this is her long gone dad?
I think it's her dad.
Oh, you do? Yeah, because it was interesting. So the very last thing she says is, "Should I be afraid?" And he says, "They should be afraid." And then he says, "Let's begin."
Right.
And so maybe it is her dad, and the question is, should I be afraid? Because I thought my dad was dead.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you shouldn't be afraid.
Because I feel like she already felt something following her, right? Throughout the show. And then I think she finally realized that, that thing or whatever was following me, like she knew that it was her dad.
Right.
Like a feeling that was her dad. So when she confirmedly saw who he was, he's like, oh shit, okay.
So do we think if the dad comes back that he had the exact same powers? Was he telekinetic, or maybe does he have something different going on?
Right, because we don't know if she gradually grows her powers to become that,
right,
or just different like abilities.
Yeah,
I think different abilities.
Because they gave us, like when the mom was describing all the things that happened to the dad were very similar, but it doesn't necessarily mean they were all caused by the same circumstances.
Right.
And so I'm really interested. I'm super excited. I don't know when they're going to come out with season 2, but I'm really wanting to see what's going to happen.
End of the year.
End of the year?
Let's go, Netflix.
Let's go. So one of our coworkers looked ahead because he wanted to know so badly how it was going to end. And so he looked ahead into the graphic novel.
Yeah.
And he said they changed it dramatically. What happens in the graphic novel versus what happens in the show. So apparently in the graphic novel, she ends up blowing up her own head. And that's how it ends. Because she's so worried about everything that she explodes her own head. Isn't that crazy?
Then one of that just ended there.
So I'm wondering, does that still maybe happen? And that's maybe season 2 or 3?
And that's how the graphic novel ends?
Yeah. She kills herself.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? So it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out in the end. Another thing that we talked about watching, and I think we at least each saw the first episode, was over on Amazon Prime, the TV show Hunters.
Yeah.
And I think we each had a little bit different take. So I was kind of lukewarm on it, but you seem pretty stoked.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. Like you said, there was a lot of like dragging,
yeah,
and just slow parts, and like I thought it was pretty like steady.
You didn't feel that way.
Like the high parts were really high, and it kind of like got down back to earth. And you just kind of like story build, and then went back up again, and I thought it was really good.
So quick recap on anybody that doesn't know what Hunters is. It's basically it's based in like the 1970s. And there's this group of Jewish folk who are literally hunting the Nazi who have escaped and hidden in America.
Yeah.
And that's the whole concept. I thought the show, for me, the reason I said it dragged is only because it felt very Quentin Tarantino, which I like. I'm a big Quentin Tarantino fan. But, and maybe part of it for me, what made me feel a little weird, is because it's based on like a very real, almost, I don't know, tender subject still.
Yeah, based on true events.
Yeah, I mean, this poor community of Jewish people suffered a literal Holocaust of tragedy from this guy. So for them to, and I think you put it best when we were off air, is turn it into a superhero show.
Yeah.
Feels a little weird to me. So maybe I'll get past that, though, as we go along. Because I was hoping that maybe they would find their tone a little bit. Because the only part that made me go from kind of just liking it to maybe loving it was the first 15 minutes of the show is great. I'm like, oh my God, this is exactly what I was hoping it would be. You know, you got the Nazi guy pretending to be like a Southern gentleman.
Yeah.
And the one girl starts freaking out because she recognizes him from the camps. And he goes ahead and murders everybody in his backyard barbecue.
So you think when she was a little girl, she remember how he looked like then, right?
Yeah.
And now she's a grown-ass girl.
Yeah, for the age, she had to have been just like a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she recognized him as a little kid as the butcher of something. And I forget what she called him. She's like, it's the butcher. She was like straight, like almost frozen with fear. And this guy starts just like shooting everybody.
Shoot, for that scene, I thought she's going to be like acting super scared and she'll like turn and just kill him. But that didn't happen.
Yeah. So, it wasn't the revenge yet.
Yeah.
I think they're setting him up to maybe be the big baddie that that work towards the rest of the season.
Yeah, because when you see Al Pacino's character, I forgot his name.
Yeah,
the Gramps, like show all the targets.
Yeah,
there was like one main target, like the head target.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if it's him or not.
It's got to be, right? I would think, or it could be that lady, because at the very end of the show, we see some lady giving another one of the Nazis some instructions.
Yeah.
She's part of some bigger group, so I don't know if she's the head honcho or if the guy's the head honcho.
Yeah, because he got there and he's like, commander, and it turns out to be a chick, and he's like, surprise.
Yeah, he was kind of almost, because he's an Aryan a-hole, he was almost kind of surprised that it was a female.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the show's not bad. I see why you like it. I'm thinking I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna stick with it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just hope tonally that it kind of like levels out a little bit, because the parts that I'm talking about dragging is maybe because I got the drift of what was supposed to happen right away, and it just kind of took a bit to get there.
Yeah, I think that was just the first episode, so you gotta give it,
sure.
A few.
Have you only watched the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
It's my wife and I's show to watch together now, so I gotta wait for her.
I'll have to ask my wife if she liked it. I think she fell asleep. But I know if she actually ended up enjoying it or not, I'm not sure.
Yeah, my wife actually really likes this one too, so it makes it like more enjoyable if she enjoys it.
Yeah, I was talking to my mom about it. She likes it a lot too, and she says it gets a lot better as the episodes progress. So I'll stick with it.
Because you said she finished it, right?
Yeah, she finished it.
Damn.
So, but she's good at not giving any spoilers, so I don't have any clue what happens. Yeah. And I didn't notice Ted Mosby until the very end, because we were all excited when we were looking at the cast list, who was going to be in it, and I didn't even realize until you told me later that the star is what's his face?
Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson himself.
Logan something.
Yeah, I didn't even recognize him as Percy Jackson. But it's been a bit since I've seen those movies.
Yeah, because you told me that you don't see Ted Mosby till the very end.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I think this is the very end, because like he introduced you to all the other vigilantes,
Yeah.
And I'm like, where the hell is Ted Mosby? And he turns out to be the
bearded guy,
mustache, fro-looking dude. Like, oh shit.
Yeah. Well, I read in the synopsis of the show that he's like a master of disguise.
Oh, is it?
So maybe the beard's not even real for all we know. He might whip it off and like, I'm Ted Mosby.
Right.
So
architect.
Fun fact: we have Ted Mosby's ghost works with us.
True story.
Yeah. So we'll explain that some other day. Also, on Amazon Prime, I actually have an Amazon Prime fact that can turn almost into a full advantage.
Oh, damn.
So I'm gonna pop open this other page just so I make sure I read it correctly. But I saw this the other day. So Amazon Prime, as we know, when you pay for Amazon Prime, obviously you get the whole video stuff and everything.
I swear you get so many services that you don't even know of.
Yeah, I know.
Like hidden services. And you're like, well, how much is it? It's included. Like, what?
Well, that's what's crazy kind of with Amazon. They just give you stuff without like really telling you.
Yeah.
I just stumbled across this on social media. I follow, because I'm a big streaming guy, I follow a couple different ones. One called Streamable, which is a good follow if anybody wants to follow one on social media. And another one called Cord Cutter News, which is another good one.
It's what you did.
Yeah. Basically, I'm a cord cutter. But so what they've done, and they're only doing it this month. So this is an exclusive or a limited full advantage. And it's today, or March 1st through the end of the month. They're allowing Prime members to access certain shows, the entire first season of certain shows that aren't already on Prime Video. So new stuff on other networks. And I think it's kind of like a cross-promotion thing. So they have a bunch of Showtime shows that are brand new that you can see for free if you already have Amazon Prime without having to pay for Showtime.
Do you have a list?
Yeah, I have the list right here.
Oh, shit.
So, you know me, I love me some lists.
So it's just the first season, right?
First season only, because it's clearly a cross promotion. They
Right.
want you to watch these first seasons of these shows, and you get all excited about it, and then you go pay for the service.
Right.
So the shows that they're going to be running at no additional cost from right now when you're listening to the end of March are You Being Served? And that's a BritBox show. Do you watch a lot of British TV?
No, not
This is going to make my mom so excited. She loves British TV.
And she has Amazon Prime.
And she does have Amazon
nice.
Prime. Yeah, people who like British stuff are called Anglophiles. So for all the Anglophiles out there, Are You Being Served? Season 1 from BritBox. Black Sails, Season 1 from Stars. It's like a pirate show.
Yeah.
Craig Ross's Junior Monogamy. That's from the Urban Movie Channel. I've never even heard of that. What the hell is that even? Have you ever heard of that?
It's too urban.
Yeah, too urban for me. Expecting Season 1 from the UP Faith and Family Channel. That's another one I've never heard of. Jamestown from PBS Masterpiece, which I actually heard that was a pretty good show. Kidding. This is the one I'm going to watch for sure. So of all this list, I'm guaranteed to watch this one. Kidding, starring our friend Jim Carrey. Season 1 off of Showtime. So that's the one where he's almost like a Mr. Rogers type kids show host. But it's like, I don't know, really. It looks good though.
Oh, dude, speaking of Carrey, you know he's coming to town?
Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
Really? Why?
Book tour, I guess.
He wrote a book?
He wrote a book with some chick. I forget who it was, but they're gonna come to the Keller and like.
Oh, read it? Do like a reading?
But it's like people go to that stuff.
Apparently, I mean, if you're a big time Jim Carrey fan, maybe.
Yeah.
I like him all right, but not enough to pay to watch him read a book. That's cool though. You know, fun fact about Jim Carrey: he's also a super good painter, like a really good painter.
He is.
Like I'd buy one of his paintings. Also on the list is Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries from the Acorn TV. Acorn is also a British television channel.
Man, a lot of British stuff here.
Yeah, Roadkill from a show or from the Motor Trend channel, Motor Trend on Demand. Secrets from the Smithsonian channel. The French Chef from PBS Living. The Restaurant, which I think is something Audra might like, from the Sundance Now channel. I mean, these are channels I've never even heard of.
Yeah, me too.
And Xavier Riddle in the Secret Museum, which sounds super cool, but it's from PBS Kids, so I'm assuming it's a kid's show.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's pretty clear what they're doing. They've made deals with it because none of them are from the same. There's one show from a bunch of different channels.
Right.
They're probably trying to get people to know these channels because nobody knows what they are.
Right.
Other than that Showtime one. But like I'm stoked to watch Kidding. That's for me.
I mean, that's pretty cool because all the viewers get to experience Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
But yet still get to watch shows on other channels.
Yeah, for free.
Yeah.
No extra. Well,
That's
I
cool.
mean you're paying for Amazon Prime, but for no extra cost.
Right. Right.
Stepping over to Hulu, I watched the first episode of Dave. We talked about this last episode a little bit,
Oh, right.
and I can't. Like, I'm trying to hold it in how much I love this show.
Because I said that show was made for you, right?
Dude, there's never been a show more perfect for me specifically.
Right.
And I'm not even sure that I can recommend this fairly because I'm so biased for this particular show.
Right.
So in my mind, this is the funniest show I've seen in forever. But like if someone like my mom watched it, she would think it was stupid and not watch it anymore. I'm certain of it. But so Dave, of course, we mentioned last time, is the show about Little Dicky. And Little Dicky is a rapper, a real rapper. And this is kind of like telling how he became said rapper. But it's hilarious. It was absolutely killing me. It was so funny. Lots of dirty jokes, lots of awkwardness because he's trying his hardest. So it starts off with him basically going to the doctor. The very first scene, you know how they kind of like teased in the trailer that they were making fun of the size of his manhood?
Yeah.
But in reality, he's at the doctor because he's worried about some weird rash he's got on his balls. He's got some rash balls. And so he's worried about his rash, and he's trying to explain to the doctor before he takes off his pants how weird his penis looks. And he goes through this whole thing that's hilarious. And so I was just dying at those jokes alone.
That's how this show started.
That's how it starts, like right out the gate. And then it moves on to him trying to get YG. And for those who don't know YG, he's a pretty good rapper. He's new and exciting. He's trying to get YG to sing a verse on one of his songs. And he's brand new. Nobody knows really who Lil Dicky is yet in this show. And he offers to pay $10,000 to YG's manager, or at least a guy he thinks is YG's manager. And so he wires the money to him, and then the guy changes his phone number. And so he starts to panic that he's lost because it's his bar mitzvah money. His parents are all pissed that he spent his bar mitzvah money. They show a little bit of this in the trailer. And so he just goes through this whole thing. And it's really funny how he deals with being Little Dicky and how he's trying to get popular. And like when he goes into like a room full of a lot of African American rappers, how he kind of deals with that when they're coming at him pretty hard. And he's like, "Who are you, guy?" You know, because he does not look the part of a rapper.
Yeah.
And it's I love it. So anybody else that enjoys, maybe if you like comedy, you're probably gonna like it. If you like comedy and you like rapping, you're probably gonna like it a lot. If you like comedy, rapping, and Little Dicky specifically, you're going to love it like I do. So I recommend it. I give it 8 out of 10 nuts.
Damn.
For that specific crowd. Anybody else, it's probably like a 4-nut issue.
A little nutty there.
Yeah, I'm getting nutty for Dicky. Yeah. Dicky makes me nut. That better not be the end clip.
It's too good. It has to be.
Oh, so good. So anyways, yeah, I do like Dave. I really enjoyed it. Over, I guess not on one of these other specific streamers, I also watched, and I didn't have a time to get too far on because as much TV as we like to talk about, I don't have as much time to watch it all.
There's so much to watch.
I watched the first 15 minutes of Devs. No, not Devs. Lying. The Elsewhere show. What was that one called?
Which one?
The one with Jason Segel from How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, that title, I have no idea.
Transmissions from Elsewhere or something like that. The Elsewhere show on AMC.
That one's out?
Yes. The first 2 episodes are out.
Oh, damn.
So they launched like one, I think they played them either back to back or one day and the next day. I recorded them on my YouTube TV because I'm cool like that. And I watched the first 15 minutes of the first episode last night. And you know what this show reminds me of? Do you remember, and I can't remember, oh no, I do remember the name of it. Is it Maniac or Manic? That starred Jonah Hill and, what's her face?
Your girl, Emma Stone?
Yeah, Emma Stone. You remember that show?
I never watched that one.
Oh, darn.
Did you watch that one?
So I watched, that show was so weird, right? I watched half of it, and it was just so weird, I kind of bailed on it.
Yeah.
This show is giving me Maniac vibes hard. So this show seems very similar in tone and style. I've only watched 15 minutes, and it's already one of the weirder shows I've ever seen.
You gonna continue?
I think so, at least for the first episode. I'm gonna finish the episode. I kind of like it. I don't know where it's going. Jason Segel, what's kind of cool, so it starts off, it's got like this British narrator, and the narrator goes, he goes, normal shows when they're introducing a new character will spend the whole first episode giving you all the details about that character so you can learn to like them and know them. He goes, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you a 2-minute overview of this character because he's so simplistic,
Wait, he tells you that?
Yeah, he's like talking to us as the audience. He's speaking to us specifically as the audience. Yeah. And so they give us 2 minutes of why Jason Segel's lame. So Jason Segel's character gets up every morning, he walks to work, he does his crappy job, and he walks back home. And they talk about how he's so mundane. He does the same thing every day. It's the same alarm. He's never changed the ringtone on his alarm. So it's the original alarm. It's the original ringtone. He gets up, he walks to work. He stops at the mini mart every day when he goes back, and he either gets sushi, but when he's feeling different, he'll get a burrito.
He's a basic bitch.
Yeah, big time basic bitch.
You know what that reminds me of? Maybe seen that one Will Ferrell movie, Stranger Than Fiction.
Oh yeah. I never saw that movie. Was it good?
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I know the one you're talking about though.
Because that whole scene described,
yeah,
the same exact thing that happened in that movie.
So I think that's a popular topic. Is like, what are you doing with your mundane life?
What's funny because like in that movie, she's narrating that whole process of what he does in the morning and stuff like that. And then later on, he's like, "Who the hell is talking?"
Oh,
and
really?
He can hear it. Yeah, then he hears the narration.
Weird.
Yeah. So it's very similar to what you explained.
So maybe it'll be something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he goes back and forth, and then one day the narrator's like, something changed, and he's walking. He always, for whatever reason, looks at those flyers that people staple to like telephone poles on his walk to work.
Yeah.
And someone bumps into him. He spills his coffee all over himself, and he looks at this first flyer. And it says, test, get paid to learn to talk to dolphins. And he stands there and they go into this full imagination mode where we get to see him actually doing it in his imagination.
Right.
So he's imagining himself wearing this metal hat, talking to a dolphin in like a aquarium, which is funny and weird. Then he's like, he doesn't pull the tab because you know how they have all the little tabs pre-cut so you can rip one off. He ends up walking down to the next pull. He stops, and the next one says, test a force field for money. And he imagines standing inside this force field where people are shooting machine guns at him and shooting cannons at him. And he kind of like snaps out of it. And he's getting ready to walk away to work. And he looks over and he sees this guy almost dressed like the Unabomber. He's got like a hoodie on, sunglasses, and he's stapling up a new one of these flyers.
Yeah.
And the guy makes eye contact with him and then runs away really fast. And he's like, oh, he's intrigued. So he walks over to that flyer and he looks at it. And it's literally a drawing of the guy that just stapled the thing on there. It says, have you seen this man? Yeah, so he's curious, right? So he finally takes a tab. And he goes to work. He goes home.
I've seen this man.
Yeah, exactly. So you show him eating like top ramen or whatever while he's sitting there and he's looking at this thing. So he picks up his phone, he dials the number on it, and it rings and rings and rings and rings and rings. Nobody ever answers. So he hangs up, and then his phone immediately rings, and he picks it up, and they're like, hello, whatever his name is, and they like know his first and last name. He goes, how do you know my name? I didn't leave a message. Oh, you called about the flyer. And he's never said anything at this point, which is already real weird. And so, oh yeah, he goes, I saw the man that you're looking for stapling the picture of the thing. And I'm like, perfect, we need you. And she starts rattling off this really long address to come to this address. And he's like, that's a lot of numbers. And she goes, do you need to grab a pen to write it down? He goes, no, I'm okay. And then he hangs up, and that's it. And that's where I stopped watching it. But
Commercial break.
Commercial break, yeah. So I'm guessing from this point on, he goes to this place and starts meeting the other characters, because from what I've learned, there's, I think, like 4 mains, and he's one of the 4. And I think each episode, they introduce us to a new character. So I can fill you guys in more if you haven't already watched it yourself next episode. But it was interesting, and it was strange. So I'm trying to figure out what's surreal and what's real.
Right. You're watching this on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on AMC, and I'm recording it on YouTube TV. So you have Hulu.
I should have it too.
Yeah,
right?
So you probably have AMC.
Yeah.
So I just recorded it so I could fast forward through the commercials.
Right.
But I don't know, unless you have like a premium AMC like my mom, I don't know how else you watch it.
Yeah. I don't have it.
So, yeah, cool. Jumping over to Disney Plus. I haven't been really watching anything on Disney Plus because, well, I'm still watching. That's a lie. I'm still watching Clone Wars at lunch.
Yeah.
But other than that, I want to talk a little bit about how exciting it is. They're gearing up to give us the WandaVision show and the Captain America show. I always forget the name of Winter Soldier and Captain America.
Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon show. But those are almost ready. Those come out this season. But I've seen a lot of hype and talk on the interwebs about casting for their next 3 shows or 3 future shows. I don't even know if it's the next 3. But did you see any of these casting rumors on She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, and Moon Knight?
I saw She-Hulk, but not the other 2.
Yeah, so She-Hulk, they said they wanted an Allison Brie type.
Yeah.
And so, like, why not Allison Brie?
I know.
I mean, what's wrong with Allison Brie?
You seen her in Glow.
Yeah, she could do it.
Kick ass.
So, in your opinion, do you think it would be better to have, like, a funny, good actress to play She-Hulk? Or should we be concerned that we need someone to be kind of buffed and ripped to play She-Hulk?
Well, I don't know, because She-Hulk herself is, like, really big and athletic, right?
Yeah.
And just muscular.
Right.
Because she's not, like, hulking out. She's more like just... What do you call that? Just muscular, athletic? Or?
Yeah, because she turns into She-Hulk and then stays She-Hulk, right? She doesn't get to go back and forth.
Yeah, because you know how in Endgame, where Professor Hulk is just Professor Hulk?
Yeah, he's stuck.
Yeah, he's stuck as a Hulk. So she finds like that medium ground and just stays She-Hulk the whole time. Yeah.
So the question is, then, if they did hire someone like Allison Brie that was funnier, do they just like FaceTime her face on there?
Yeah, so is she too short for her? Or is she, I don't think she's that tall, right?
I have no idea.
Because I imagine
she does look big, yeah.
She's big, and I don't know.
Yeah, so Allison Brie is a good one. Who do you think would be the perfect She-Hulk?
I mean, I looked it up, and then the internet agrees too. Oh. But Santiago from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, dude.
Yeah, I saw them talking about her because I agree she would be a great She-Hulk.
Yeah.
But she said that she didn't have time with Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
But that would be very cool. What about Miss Marvel? Do you have any ideas of who you think could play Miss Marvel?
What's her age range?
She's younger.
Yeah.
So Miss Marvel is on the younger side. She's Middle Eastern, so keep that in mind.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So, I mean, can you think of any young Middle Eastern actresses that you would think would be awesome?
I don't know. No
Here,
idea.
I'll help you along. Maybe you can choose from this list. So,
Okay.
Cinema Blend is another site that I like to follow, and they posted an article about who they were recommending or who they think would be a good fit. And one of the first ones they recommended was Sophia Taylor Ali. She's notable as being on Grey's Anatomy and Truth or Dare. She also she was small roles on like the Mindy Project and Faking It. Do you know who that is?
I'm looking her up right now.
I think she would be a pretty good choice. They also said, "Wait, look up her. I'll give you all of them." They also recommended or suggested Sumbal Iqbal. I'm not even sure how you say her name.
How do you spell that?
Yeah, exactly. Sumbal Iqbal is her fame is less known to us. She's going to be more famous for actually Bollywood type stuff. She's done more of that. And then we have Sanya Hussein. She also has done a lot of Pakistani stuff, so it's unlikely that any of our listeners are going to be experts on her.
Yeah, I have no.
Same with Mara Hokane. I mean, some good names. Here's the only one on this list that I know really well, and I'm not sure if she would be Miss Marvel, but it might be kind of fun, is Geraldine Viswanathan. But she was the girl on Blockers. You saw that movie, right? With John Cena?
Oh, yeah, is her daughter?
Yeah.
Dude, I love her, dude.
Yeah,
She's my pick.
Right? I was thinking that if they're at least wanting to have it be kind of fun, she would be a great pick for that.
Dude, she's hilarious, too.
Yeah. So
You seen her in that one Netflix movie, too?
yeah.
With the wing getting cut?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, she's hilarious.
She was in that. What was that movie? Was that movie literally just the icon of the
Like an eggplant.
Yeah. I don't know if it had a real name. You're right. Yeah, so that's my vote too, only because she's out of all of them, she's the only one I really know that well.
Yeah, me too.
So unless we can think of somebody else on her own, I think she's a great choice. But you never know. Disney may well come with something brand new we've never even heard of.
Because I saw her in like a clip of this one show with Harry Potter.
Okay.
And it's like Renaissance in a way.
Oh, that's right. It's called Miracle Workers.
Is it?
Yeah, because the first season wasn't Renaissance, but the second season is.
Okay.
They also have Steve Buscemi's God in that show.
Yeah, and like that one scene, she was hilarious.
Yeah.
This girl's awesome.
Yeah, she's crazy funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. That's my pick. So Disney Plus, if you care about the Audionots out there, we want to see that girl from Blockers and Miracle Workers.
We need to learn to pronounce her name correctly then.
Well, we're the experts at
Yeah.
mispronouncing people's names. And then lastly, Moon Knight. Do you have any people you want to see don Moon Knight? Everybody's always like naming like way too big actors. Like, oh, it should be Keanu Reeves. I'm like, Keanu Reeves is not going to be Moon Knight, especially on a television show.
Honestly, I don't know anything about Moon Knight. So the only thing I know about Moon Knight is like he was a character that you could pick in the Marvel vs. Capcom the game.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know anything about him.
He's kind of like Marvel's Batman, but not nearly as popular. And rather than dressing in black, he dresses in white. Because he like gets cursed or some shit and then gets these powers and stuff.
So he has powers?
Yeah, he has powers. Okay. So he's a little cooler than Batman, but he still runs around at night doing Batman-y type things.
Right.
I was thinking, do you ever watch the show Single Parents?
The one that with the Sophia? No.
There's a girl named Sophia on it, but she's not. That's her character's name.
Oh, the one with Leighton Meester?
Yes.
Yes.
From Gossip Girl?
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
that one.
yeah.
So that girl, her ex-husband or boyfriend in that show would be perfect. I should have looked it up. I actually tweeted it a long time ago on our Audionots account.
What the heck?
I said, this guy would be perfect for Moon Knight because he's lesser known, but he's a good actor. And I think he's also from, my daughter goes, oh, he's from Gossip Girl too, Daddy, dumb idiot. And so, let's see. I actually, and now we're both like looking. Hold on, we'll pause and cut back to this once we find it out. Okay, so we figured it out. It's Adam Brody, and I did tweet about it a long time ago because I still think that he would be a perfect fit because he's a semi well-known name for the younger generation.
Yeah.
He's a good actor, and he's not doing anything else right now.
Dude, he wasn't even in the Gossip Girl.
He wasn't?
He was in the OC.
The OC.
With
All
the
those shows are all the
with
same.
the Gotham Ben Gordon.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that he was on the OC.
And Workaholics. He was their friend that was playing fantasy with them, but it was never there.
That's right.
And then went to his party.
You not Workaholics, you mean the League.
Oh, the League.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. He was in the League for a second. They never showed up until the very end in his white suit.
And Shazam. He was in Shazam.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, dude, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, I am telling you, of all the guests I've had, Adam Brody is the perfect Moon Knight. So, hopefully that'll happen. That'd be super cool.
Yeah, I need to go look up like Moon Knight. What the hell he is?
Yeah, look up his powers.
Yeah, I
know
don't know
more
anything
about him.
about him.
I'm not an expert either. I probably own a couple comic books, but I don't remember actually paying much attention to the Moon Knight. Last on our streaming is I'm going to ask you some questions. I know you're the expert on this.
Oh, I'll try.
HBO is making a show based on one of your favorite video games, because you told me that earlier, called Last of Us.
The Last of Us?
Yes. And so all I know, before I can let you have the floor here, is what's cool about, supposedly, as far as I've heard, what's cool about the Last of Us TV show that they're making is they're allowing the guy that directed and wrote the video game to direct and write the TV show. So
nice.
there should be crazy continuity and consistency.
Right.
So tell me, what is The Last of Us and why is it so cool?
It's basically every other zombie movie show.
So it's a zombie show.
Yeah.
But what makes it cooler than just because you can play it? Is it going to lose some of that if it...
Well, the thing is, I think it's really like story driven.
Yeah.
Like it happens like in the future, like 2030 or 2040, whatever.
Yeah.
To where they start you off modern day, and then some shit happen. You know, oh shit, what's going on? And so the main dude, his name is Joel. He and his brother takes his daughter to out of the city.
Yeah.
And then his daughter ends up dying.
Oh.
And spoiler alert.
Yeah.
And then they cut off, and then like 20 years later, like pass.
Yeah.
And then the military is basically controlling the whole city. And then they have to live like out of ration, and they have to like. And then his job is he's a smuggler.
Okay.
And then so he just smuggle like food back and forth between the city and the outskirts. And then later on, you find this job he took to smuggle something rather than into the city, but out of the city.
Oh.
And it turns out to be the little girl.
His daughter?
No, some girl.
Oh, just some little
Yeah,
girl.
she's like 14 years
Okay.
old. And then like they want to find out, why am I doing this? They get to a certain point, like, why am I doing this? And they're like, look, she's been bitten.
Oh.
And she hasn't turned.
Oh, so
Yeah.
she's immune.
Yeah, so like the difference between like all the zombie movies, there's a freaking cure.
Finally.
Yeah, there's a cure. And so she was bit, not immune. And then so basically she has to take her to a certain point, like from A to B to like a CDC area or whatever,
Yeah.
to like get her blood and stuff like that to develop a cure.
Oh,
And
nice.
then you go through all sorts of like craziness, like people want to kill you because there's no food, there's no money, so you gotta find food, and then you gotta fight the zombies. Well, they're not really like the zombies we know and love.
Yeah.
But they're like the fast zombies, like
Oh.
World War Z sort
Yeah.
of thing.
It's like an whole ass.
Yeah, and it's like an infection to where like a parasite, not parasite, and like a disease that infects you, and then you turn into something else. And there's like different levels of it too.
Yeah.
Of your sickness. And the first one, you're just sick, right? And
Right.
then later on, you become like crazy. You can't think no more. And the third one, you become like, they call it clicker, and you're full like bloom, and they look like gross as heck.
Oh.
Yeah, their heads all explode and shit. And
Oh.
they have like echolocation sort of thing where they whatever noise they find,
Yeah.
they go towards it, and they're fast, so you get run.
Do they look like, when their heads kind of bloom out, do they look like the thing from Stranger Things?
Yeah, they're almost like a demigorgon in a way.
Really?
Like a
That sounds
demigorgon
awesome.
with the body, the human body. And then in the game, you also find out that because it's been happening for like over 20 years or something.
Yeah.
And there's these zombies that's been zombie mode for like 10 years, and they're like full blown like the whole body's transformed.
So they just continue to evolve the longer they last. How do you kill them? I mean, is there anything special to kill these zombies?
Headshot.
Okay.
I don't know. It's been a while. The game came out like in 2013. So
it's older.
Yeah. And then what got me was the ending. The ending got me so good.
Really? So, but that might spoil the show. So
yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool to know.
Yeah, it was an adventure.
I love it. I'm excited to watch that now. You made it sound so cool.
You know, like for me, it was kind of like, you know, I know you love Logan, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's basically Logan.
Oh, nice.
Right. Like you find this little girl.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to take the little girl to this place. And then you like bond with the girl, you know, because he lost his daughter too, so she's like filling his void of his daughter. Yeah. So there's like that. So
that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I'm stoked for that show. Can't wait. Very cool. All right, so let's take a quick break, and as soon as we come back from the break, we're gonna do the news jacuzzi, talking about Ben Stiller. Is he joining the Fast and Furious? A clever man goes fishing for jewels. A hacker's mom breaks into prison. I've also got the new BMW logo. We can talk about that in our new segment, Let's Get Graphic. I want to talk to Mr. Ren here about My Hero Academia because I know he went and saw that. There's also some hot news based on that movie. I'd love to get his nut approval now that we've got that figured out. And then a couple tasty trailers. We'll see you on the flip side. We're back. So I want to start off right away because I know you went and saw My Hero Academia in theaters.
I did.
Yeah, tell us about it.
It was awesome.
Is everything you hoped and dreamed?
It was Super Plus Ultra.
Super Plus Ultra?
Yeah.
Over 9,000? Can I say that? Is it the wrong show?
It's over 9,000. Yeah, wrong anime.
Oh, damn. So close. See, Ren is the real thing. He likes anime. He knows it. I'm like a straight up poser. Like my only knowledge of My Hero Academia is the cool ass T-shirt I ordered off of Rip.com.
Is it here yet?
No, it hasn't come. It's super slow. But I'm just excited about it. So as soon as it comes, I'll rock it and act like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So basically, if you don't know what My Hero Academia is, it's basically anime X-Men.
Yeah, that's what you told me. And that's why I'm actually pretty interested. We've kind of talked about it a little bit in the past. And that might be one of the animes I'm going to dip my toes in and see if I like it.
It's like the ultimate underdog story.
Yeah. But the movie, so is the movie a continuation of the TV show or is it stand on its own?
Yeah, well, me and my buddy, we were talking about it, right? And he says that it's a continuation of the show, but it's placed in the future.
Way in the future.
Like, not way in the future, but like a few years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Maybe a few months. Or maybe a year. I don't know. They look the same.
Oh, well, because they're anime.
Yeah.
Do anime people ever age, or do they not even do that?
They age.
They do?
Yeah.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how many nuts?
Plus ultra nuts, man.
So, all the nuts?
All the nuts.
So, if you're into My Hero Academia, or probably any anime, you better go see this movie soon.
Yeah, because I took my wife, right? So, look like a loser.
Yeah.
And she's not, I don't want to go there by myself.
Yeah.
But she's not a anime fan at all.
Yeah.
And last time I took her to like one of the anime movies we watched, and she fell asleep.
She's like, "Oh my god!"
Like, as long as I have your presence here, you know, I'm okay.
Who cares?
Yeah. So I took her to this one. She's like, "I'm tired. I'm gonna fall asleep." And the action started happening.
Yeah.
And it like got her going, and she watched the whole thing.
Did she like it?
She liked it too.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's a real win. Well, I was going to say, because I saw in the news that it grossed $10 million in its opening weekend in the U.S., which makes it the all-time leading anime in the U.S. ever.
That's legit.
So, yeah, not only do you like it, everybody who's seen it likes it. So, if you're into anime, get out there. You got to see that movie sooner than later.
It's crazy because it's on like select theaters only too.
Yeah, it's because Americans, we don't know anime yet. We haven't quite got there.
Yeah, for me, it's kind of like if you're in Japan, you're going to the movies to watch anime.
Right.
It's like you going to the movies to watch Frozen 2.
Right.
It's the same concept, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think at the rate it's going that we'll eventually get there, but it's just not yet.
Yeah.
So we're just not there yet.
So you gotta get over that 1-inch barrier, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Speaking of anime, I saw our animation. I saw there's a brand new trailer, a tasty trailer. The tasty trailers. Yum, 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 yum. For a new movie called Connected. Have you seen that one?
Oh, I saw you liked it, but I did not watch it.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. So Connected is It's an alien invasion cartoon, which doesn't look exactly what it is when you first start watching it, but it's by the producers that made Into the Spider-Verse.
Really?
Which makes me super excited.
Yeah, because that movie was dope.
Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse is like dope on another level. So Connected is made by the guys that made Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Gravity Falls, that cartoon that used to be on the Disney Cartoon Network.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, Gravity Falls is fun. It's like standard 2D animation, but it's actually based on a location in Oregon.
Nice. Dude, Oregon's dope, man.
Oregon is so dope. So Connected is basically about this family that's struggling to relate to technology as it rises up around the world. So like they're kind of falling into the future, and they're introducing all these new robots that can do things, kind of like what's happening today with all of our society.
Right.
And so they start bringing out these robots, and of course, like any good movie, the robots go crazy and start taking over. So this whole family, this daughter was getting ready to go off to college, and her dad, because he's going to miss her, decides to drive her to college rather than fly there. So they're in the middle of this long-ass road trip as a family when all heck breaks loose with the robots. And so they had to start fighting all these robots. It's just like a family on vacation. And so it looks really, really cute as far as kids' movies go. I'm actually kind of excited to see this one. I'll see if I can convince the family that, it's a good movie to see.
You said it's from Netflix? No,
this is a theater movie.
Theater movie?
Yeah, because it's made by the Spider-Verse guys and Gravity Falls, so it's going to be in the movie theaters. It looks like it's pretty decent budget, so we'll see. The other new tasty trailer that I saw was a movie called Artemis Fowl. Have you seen that one?
I started watching that.
Yeah.
And then I got distracted because it has like
Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
So Artemis Fowl, I guess, is based on a book. Was it ever a movie too?
It sounds so familiar.
It's so familiar. Maybe it was made before. I don't know.
Is that Neil Gaiman book?
Is it? I don't know. But it looks pretty good, decent, even for Colin Farrell. Because I'm not the biggest Colin fan.
Yeah, me too.
I think he's an overrated actor.
Bullseye himself.
Bullseye. Bullshit. But so Colin Farrell's character is the dad, and he has this young son, and they live in this like mansion, and his dad's always flying away doing stuff, and he doesn't really know what his dad's up to. And it turns out his dad's like some sort of amazing like thief. And he takes all these they think he's like an art thief, but in reality, he's taking things that are keeping our universe safe. So they arrest him thinking he's just a thief that steals really high price items. But there's almost like this Men in Black type thing going on.
Yeah.
Where all the stuff is like related to aliens and monsters. And so it's almost like if you took Men in Black, Ghostbusters, all these different sci-fi things and drilled them all into one. And so it turns out while he's away, all this stuff starts to happen because he's not there to kind of protect us all. And so the son teams up with, I don't know if he's the butler or what this guy is. There's this big black dude with blonde hair. And he's like, oh, you weren't supposed to see this yet. And so he introduces him to like how to help protect. And then all hell breaks loose. You start seeing like giant trolls and monsters and aliens. And they're trying to stop it. And it looks kind of fun. I can't tell if it's going to be too over the top or if it's going to be fun. But this is another Disney movie.
Well, those movies are like hit and miss, right?
Yeah, because I feel like the last handful of Disney movies, at least live action that they made, I haven't really liked. Like, what was that one that was produced by Oprah Winfrey?
Oh, with all the fairies and stuff?
Yeah. The movie was terrible.
Yeah, so bad, dude.
Oh, so terrible.
I didn't even watch it.
I watched it because it looked cool, and then it was not cool. It was very boring. But yeah, hopefully Artemis Fowl is a hit and not a miss. So I'm excited to see how that turns out.
I mean, it sounds pretty cool.
The next thing I want to do is try out our brand new category called Let's Get Graphic. And I saw recently that BMW is updating their logo, which has been the same since 1917. So they haven't changed it in forever.
Yeah, I mean, we are designers here. So
this is why I'm excited for this. So here's what I want to do. Have you seen this new logo yet?
Well, I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, okay. You can look it up. But I was hoping to get your first impression of what you think of this, because I have an impression already. But I'm interested to hear your first impression. So Here on the left is the current BMW logo. Here on the right is the new BMW logo.
Nice.
And they're saying they're not going to introduce it onto cars right away, but you're going to see it more on their materials and things like that, their media pieces. But what's your first impressions? Or let me describe to everybody real quick. I'm going to give everybody a visual of what the BMW looks like. I think everybody kind of knows what the old BMW logo looks like.
Yeah.
So the new one's not substantially different except for a few components. So the old BMW logo is a circle with the BMW at the top. The outer layer of the circle is a black ribbon. The inner layer of it is a white and blue,
like checkered in a way.
Yeah, kind of like almost umbrella pattern.
Yeah, argyle in a way.
Yeah, and it has one thing it does have that makes it look a little dated is it's got a lot of embezzlement and shadowing going on that you don't really see as much anymore. So they've decided to take this to the next level modern. So imagine the exact same thing, but you've stripped away everything. The logo is exclusively white and blue. They took away the black, so the bar is still there, but the black is gone. The BMW is still in white letters, and everything's there, but they've taken away all. It almost looks to me like if someone was just hand drawing it.
I don't know. My first impression is like, how much do they pay?
Probably a lot of money, right?
Yeah. It's like they stripped it down to its bare bones and just call it good.
I think it looks a little bit better on a car because there's a rendering of it on a car.
Yeah, but that's like you're still adding those effects to like
you have to because it becomes
too flat.
Yeah, but on its own, I think it's freaking terrible. So I'm not sure what BMW is up to, but this thing does not look good. So if I'm getting graphic, this graphic sucks. And if they paid any kind of money for it, because even the BMW like. We do a text on type or type on pattern all the time, around circles, things like that. It doesn't even look like it's level. It's like weirding me out a little bit. I don't know if it's the font choice. It looks so much different when it's not embezzled and shadowed.
I don't know. I feel like it just gives you the vibe of like, oh, this is my first draft. What do you think? And let's go from here,
It looks like someone's like cheap ass version. Like they didn't want to get sued by BMW, but they want to put it on like a cheap T-shirt.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of like people love to tell the story,
right?
When the result is not as good, it's a story behind it that's selling it, and not what you see.
Right. Yeah. When they debut this, there'll be some fancy person talking about all these different things, but they said it's a trendy aesthetic of modern redesign, and it's just like it's super flat, ultra minimalist, and I don't know. It's not for me.
Yeah.
If I paid that much money for a car and that's the logo that was on it, I'd be like, what the heck? Because I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I love my Acura logo. It looks way cooler. It looks way cooler than this. They've ruined the logo, in my opinion.
You think when they come out new cars, can I get the old logo, not the new logo?
Well, what will happen is people will, aftermarket, they'll be popping them off and swapping them out.
Yeah. Well, like any logo or updated brand logo, people get used to it.
Yeah.
Like for me, when I was going to college, like 10 years ago. Damn.
Wow.
11 years ago. At OSU.
Yeah.
Go Beavers.
Go Beavers.
Yeah, they changed the logo from like the old looking Beaver to the new modern Beaver. And we're like, this is so bad, Nike. You guys suck. We could have done better, And then it's just kind of like
everybody's used to it.
Yeah, you get over it, and we're used to it.
I actually like the new Beaver better because it looked like a football.
Yeah.
It's like more sporty. Beaver.
Yeah.
Which like most schools, that's kind of their bread and butter.
Yeah.
But so the BMW logo it's not great.
They should have hired us.
Yeah, next time BMW, or maybe not next time. How about this time? Hire us. We'll fix it. We'll make it better.
Yeah.
And people will actually enjoy it. So I give it 0 nuts. Now that we're nutting everything.
Yeah.
Just nut it on your logo, BMW. How you like me now? Over on our news jacuzzi side, I have one story I want to talk about. I actually didn't tease because I almost forgot about it completely. Taika Waititi said it right.
Nice.
10 points. I give 10 nuts for that saying. That pronunciation.
You even try to fix yourself.
Didn't even have to fix it. Got on the first try. Taika Waititi is working with Netflix, and he's making 2 brand new cartoons. He's both writing and producing.
Nice.
And which is exciting because everything this guy touches is a winner.
Yeah, I agree.
So he's doing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory cartoon, And he's going to do a second cartoon exclusively on the Oompa Loompas.
Yeah. Like an origin story?
Oompa. Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, you kidding me? That's great.
Explain why their skin's orange.
Yeah, why are they orange?
Yeah.
You know, so where'd they come from?
Yeah.
How did the chocolatier guy, how did he put them on there? How did Willy Wonka capture these people?
Yeah.
Were they slaves or did they work for him?
Right.
I got a million questions about Oompa Loompas. So that's just a quick touch on. We don't have to talk about it too much because it's probably going to be a while before anybody sees any Oompa Loompa action. But I thought it was kind of cool. So for those who didn't know, Taika Waititi's Oompa Loomping.
Were there any female ones?
I thought so. Like,
I can't remember.
I remember they were orange with green hair, and they went around going Oompa Oompa.
Maybe they all look alike too much to me. I don't know.
Played by the same little people that were probably in like Wizard of Oz, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I remember about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the OG version, is that tunnel scene scared the crap out of me as a little kid. It was creepy as F. I hated that part. Staying kind of with movies though, did you see? And this is not fake news, my friend. It's gonna sound like the fakest, most onionest news you've ever heard, but that Ben freaking Stiller is being seriously considered and is seriously considering being part of Fast and the Furious Part 9. How amazing is that? Can you believe that? That's real?
Wait, Part 9 is the one that's coming out, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Whatever the next one is. It said
10?
Part 9. It said he was going to be in Part 9. Are we certain that Part 9 is the next one?
I thought Fast. Because I think so. Because last one was Fade the 8th.
No, well, to be fair, I don't keep track of the Fast and Furious movies.
I'm pretty sure the John Cena one.
The article literally said Part 9, that Ben Stiller was going to be the star of the Part 9 Fast and Furious. I don't think I even kept this up because I was like, this is crazy.
Turns out Ben Stiller is like Toretto and John Cena's dad or something.
He just rips it off. He does like the blue steel thing. He's like, from Zoolander.
It can't be 9 though. Because 10 is the next one, I'm pretty sure.
Well, we have to talk to, I think it was Joe Blow or Cinnamon Blend or one of those websites had it on there.
Fake news.
It's not fake news. I'm telling you, it's real talk on a website. No websites lie to us. So, would you, if it was real, would that be good or bad? I mean, the show's gotten so silly anyways.
Yeah.
They should bring him in because I've always thought Ben Stiller could do a fairly decent Tom Cruise impersonation and bring him in and straight up make it like a Mission Impossible type version. Because I've heard, the crazy thing I heard, as crazy as this thing is, I heard that one of their upcoming ones, they're going to like go to space.
No way.
Swear to God.
No way.
They're talking about Fast and Furious in space.
Freaking racing rockets now?
I don't know. They just jump off a cliff and float into space and they're like, roll up the windows, hold your breath.
Well, didn't the trailer in this one, the new one, they're like, I got a car with jet fuel rockets or some shit like that.
Yeah, and they're just going to launch into space, start racing around on Mars.
Maybe they like find Elon Musk or something. Yo, can we borrow some of your rockets?
Yeah, and then they're driving that ugly like cyber truck on Mars. Yeah. So, yeah, Fast and Furious in space starring Ben Stiller comes out next year. They don't need any time to make those things. There's garbage.
I don't know how to feel about that.
I'll just let it simmer. My second news story goes. I read this about this man that decided to rob. I think it's like a high-end shopping mall.
A mall? Damn.
Mall. But he was on the outside of the mall, so it was in another country, and there was a window peering in where you could see inside of it. And there was this mannequin wearing like a $800 Versace necklace, or maybe more, maybe an $8,000 Versace necklace. But homie rolls up, and he knows if he breaks the window too hard, it's gonna sound alarms. So he sat there and he used a rock, like a pebble almost, and kind of just scratched at it till he poked a big enough hole in the window till he broke the window without cracking the rest of the window, which is already kudos to you, sir. He makes enough room. He has 2 fishing poles. And he used the fishing poles to shove them up into the windows hole that he made and circle around this mannequin and snag the jewelry. And then reel it in and have himself, and he got away with it. They have it on CTV, or what do they call it? CCTV, where they record it with like the camera, the security camera. And he managed to like snag this thing and get away.
Damn, it's some mad fishing skills.
Right. I mean, they should do that on Fast and the Furious.
Like when I go fishing for trout,
you
just kind of like throw it out there and wait. So it like builds up your patience.
Yeah.
Dude, the little rock.
Yeah, this guy had crazy patience.
Yeah.
And the fact that they didn't ever caught him. I mean, he got away with it.
He was on the camera.
He got him on camera, but they can't find this guy. He's like, I don't know.
He's out fishing, duh.
He's a fishing ghost. So I was like super impressed by that story because it was actually on CNN. So I know that one for sure is not fake news. I might be wrong about Fast and Furious.
That one's like straight up from Fast and Furious.
I was like, so cool. And then following in the same vein of amazing things people are doing is I read this story about a hacker's mom that was able to break into a South Dakota, I want to say, prison. So this guy, his name is John Strand.
South Dakota.
And John Strand's job, he's literally a hacker that gets hired by the government to see if he can break into systems to make sure that they're not easily broken into. And so John Strand was getting ready to do this correctional facility. I'm pretty sure it's in South Dakota. I wonder if it says. It's called the Black Hill. No, that's it. No, yeah, South Dakota. Got it right. So he was hired to see if he could break into the South Dakota prison and hack their system. And so his mom, who had just recently started working for them as their CFO, doing like their accounting basically for this hacker company he owns, she's 58. So she's an older lady and she's like, let me help. I want to do this. I'm like, Mom, come on. But they had always wanted to try the theory that you can get into anywhere with a clipboard. And so, have you heard that? Like, if you look like you belong and you act confident, you could get into anywhere with a clipboard.
And a pen.
So they hired his mom to go ahead and try to pull off this amazing mission. And so what they did is they made her a fake badge and a fake business card. They basically said that she was a health inspector. And so she rolled up to this prison claiming to be a health inspector. She knew a handful of the names of the people who worked there and said she was supposed to get in.
Yeah.
And she was able, because she looked so like non-threatening, the prison straight up let her in without any real proof of who she was, any of this stuff. So she got in impersonating a health inspector. And then remember, the goal wasn't to break into the prison. The goal was to hack into the prison system. So this is like, my mind's blown. This is real because this is right out of a movie.
Right.
So she rolled in, and they have these things that they call rubber duckies. Have you ever heard that term at all? So rubber duckies is basically a USB stick with malware on it.
Right.
And so she had a whole purse. The fact that she made it in also with a purse full of stuff is incredible.
Yeah, her cleaning supplies.
Yeah, so she gets in as the health inspector with a purse full of these malicious USB sticks. And her only job was to roll around and plug these things into everything. And so as she plugged them into anything she saw that had a USB drive, it basically unlocked it. And they're like keys. She's going around this prison just plugging these things into every system she could get into. And it hardly took her any time before they were able to hack into the prison and completely disarm the entire prison.
Damn.
And I was like so throttled by this. They said for most people, the guy said the first couple of times you try to like fake your way into something is really uncomfortable. But he said it turned out his mom was a natural. She had no issues with it at all. So she was able to get in and do this.
I bet you like that's what she did when she was younger. Like, where do you think the hackers dudes, talents are from? From their mom.
Yeah, Strand said he remembers one colleague yelling out, "Your mom's okay." Because, I mean, it was the easiest thing ever. Like, it didn't seem like it would work. They thought they would take a swing at it because they knew that she wasn't going to get in trouble because they'd been tasked to do this anyways. So, but they were shocked, and I guess that the prison was also equally shocked at how easy it was for her to get in. And all the malicious macro was inside of just Microsoft Word. So these homies used their mom and Microsoft Word to hack the prison.
Damn.
So that goes to my theory that Microsoft Word is evil, and it can be used for evil purposes. And we know that now. But yeah, that was my last news story that I had for the day. Let me see. Let me check my task list if there's anything else good on there. No, we did it. We took our time. We did it. We kind of cranked through it. We have a couple seconds left, so I want to talk real quick. I have a hot tater. Do you have any hot taters by any chance? I know I didn't tell you ahead of time because I'm just adding it at the last second. Last hot tater we talked about was Young Gravy and his amazing rap skills. Before we go out, I want everybody to go listen to Grandson. I've been listening to a ton of Grandson. Do you like Grandson? Don't even know?
I have no idea what that is.
This is a hot tater for Ren, too. So Grandson is a rock band, alternative band, I'd like to say. But every song they put out is so good. It's a straight up hit.
Wait, he's not a rapper?
Not a rapper. Not a rapper. This is alternative music. I'm mixing it up for everybody.
Yeah, okay.
Mixing it up for everybody. But Grandson is, I'm telling you, this is where it's at. And as soon as you listen to it, you'll recognize probably their top songs because they've been out. But they remind me a little bit of a darker version of 21 Pilots.
Okay.
A little grimier, a little grubbier. And they put out their music, and it's just super good. So I wanted to make sure to mention Grandson before we...
Yeah, maybe on my ride home I'll put them on Spotify.
Yeah, pop up in Spotify, start at like, the top 5 and just hit play and let it run.
Yeah.
And I think you'll dig it. It's really good. So everybody out there, give Grandson a listen. And with that, I'm done unless you got anything else. Anything else good?
That's good.
Everybody make sure we still run in that vigilantedesign.com deal on the eGamer logo. We're excited. I don't know if anybody checked out our Twitter. Ren posted one he did for Shinobi, which is dope. And if you don't think that's dope, you suck, and you should go buy that crappy BMW logo. But otherwise, sign up. The first 25 people, only $50 a piece. We still have a bunch left, so get in on this. We're ready to go. Don't be a cheap ass gamer. It's gonna be awesome. See ya on the flippity flip. Dickie makes me nut.